What's going on, guys? It is Friday. It is, I'm not gonna say an action-packed day, but we got some stuff to do. So past couple of days I've been working on my trunk. By past couple I mean really yesterday. So as you can see, I got the gas tank out and I ended up actually notching out this whole area right here. Main reason is that will be the home of my new gas, or not my new, but my gas tank. Let's go ahead and put this stuff down. Put the gas tank. Put the gas tank back in the trunk. So that should climb down in there like so. It's a little feisty. Obviously still do a lot more work. So the gas tank will now be rotated like this. I did have to trim out all the metal right here. So that's what this piece is. It's where the factory trunk latch goes and whatnot. But that's not something I ever used because I have my quick latches. So the reason why I'm turning the gas tank sideways is we got this beautiful thing. So this is a chiseled performance 5-gallon icebox tank. So as you can see on the inside, it's got a Rule 2000 water pump. So basically all you gotta do is buy this piece. You run your positive and negative wires. You hook up a couple plumbing fittings. I have not gotten the hang of this lid yet. Alright, what am I doing wrong here? Okay. So the reason why I moved the gas tank is because I want this to sit in here. Now obviously this is going to take a little bit more work, but this is kind of the plan. I've even considered actually cutting out the floor of the trunk and just doing sheet metal instead of having the factory stuff, because it's got a whole bunch of holes in it and stuff. But I think ultimately what I'm going to do is leave that cut I have back there, fill it in with some metal, you know, paint it and get situated. Then I'll make the bracketry for this guy, and then I still have my gas tank straps for the fuel cell there. So very happy how that's looking. I was kind of afraid to cut the trunk to fit the gas tank long ways. So I've had the gas tank sideways the whole time and it fit perfectly, but I couldn't think of anywhere else in the car that would be beneficial to have the icebox. The only other place I thought of was to have it behind the driver's seat and make a hole through the window with like one of those screw caps so it's still watertight, but that just sounded like too much of a headache. So, and also I do, like I said before, with the, you know, the radiator coming to the front, I do want to shift some weight around. So ideally, if I can get, you know, the fuel tank and the icebox behind the wheels, even though it weighs the same as if it was in front of the wheels, it creates more leverage as a rear percentage. So eventually I do want to put an aluminum block in this car. So if I can shift some weight farther back, that'll help me offset the weight difference. So up in the engine bay now, I had mentioned this in past videos, but I did end up getting my crank trigger kit. So this is an Innovative West crank trigger. So basically, you know, the magnet will read off of this trigger wheel. But even though I ordered this for LS truck, something tells me that I got the wrong pieces. I don't know. But I'm not gonna say I'm necessarily gonna run it now. But when I do fabricate this new turbo setup, I do want to make it so I can put it on at any given time. Spoke with the guys at Fuel Tech over the weekend when I saw him at the track, and it's going to be pretty simple to change my wiring from a Hall effect sensor to this VR style. So I'm good with that. I think I want to keep the factory sensors as long as I can. Honestly, I've had no issues with them functioning, but my crank index is off. So whenever, let's say, I'm running, you know, 3 degrees of timing, my ECU will think I'm running 20 degrees of timing. But as long as I read the plugs, there's no issues with that. So I'm cool with that. But up until my crank sensor stuff becomes an issue, I already have this ready to go on. So I cut up the my old hot side, you know, these are the old pieces, and I'm basically gonna sell this collector as a complete deal right here. So it's a billet T4. But it's set up as a single gate dump. So Mikey did a pretty cool job with that. But that's that. And then I've been working on my turbo for the past few minutes. So you remember in the past, I had the turbo mounted on the bar. Well, when I first got this turbo, I accidentally sent one of the bolts in cross-threaded and it snapped. So I had to like drill it, and I'm be honest, I screwed it up big time. So now I'm trying to sell the turbo. I'm fixing that by just essentially drilling the hole bigger and running a tap through it so I can run a larger bolt there. Because before I actually ran a through bolt in the nut and it worked well. So as you can see here, I got this drain flange I've had laying around. So that bolt's normal. That one's drilled bigger and tapped bigger. So I'm just gonna go to the store now, grab a bolt, drive the bolt in, and then that's fixed. I mean, that's absolutely no issues with somebody trying to use the turbo. So that's pretty much what's going on for me. So I'm gonna run to Ace Hardware real quick, grab that bolt, and then I'm gonna stop by Nick's on the way home. You guys haven't seen his van. So Cletus and Cars is this weekend. And I got a couple of buddies that are entering Cletus and Cars with the burnout contest and with the demo drags. So we're gonna go meet Nick. So I made it to Nick's house. As you can see, he's got a van. Now this is my buddy Nick. We've been friends for, golly, 15 years now. And like I said, he built this van to do burnouts with, and that's it. He's been a drag racer since I've known him, and then he had an issue with the car a few years ago. And for what he wants, yeah, for what he wants to do with the car, it was going to be so much, and he said, let me throw something together real quick with parts they had laying around. And somehow they came out with a van that does burnouts. So Nick, can you pop the hood for me? Yeah. So is this a 4.8?
It is.
That's what?
Greater than a 4.8.
I'm gonna be honest, Nick. I don't know what engine this is because it doesn't say it on the factory airbox.
I didn't put the airbox back on.
So what is this, Nick?
548 big block Chevy.
This is a big block Chevy.
And an express van.
In a work. Now this is something you had laying around?
Ish. It's a old boat motor. Old retired boat motor.
And they put motors like this in a boat?
Yep.
Oh my God, how did it fit?
There's a lot more room in a boat than there is in a van.
There's, I would say. So now from what I know from boats is, or I'm sorry, boats, vans, they have this little doghouse that you can take out, and I'll be honest, that makes it really convenient for you to work on it.
Yeah.
And I would say the gas pedal to valve cover ratio is it's pretty snug.
You can get your finger in there.
Damn. And the doghouse fits on it.
Yep.
And this is actually like almost completely NHRA legal. That's what you built this for.
It would pass NHRA rules.
So let's go check the back side of it. Obviously it's got a big block. It's got a nice big radiator in it. It's got a Mike 4 built motor, FTI transmission.
Same training.
It's got a power glide in it.
Got a power glide in it, billet converter.
And what's this big thing?
It is on methanol, 22-gallon cell, boxed in per NHRA rules because it was kind of a weird place. We didn't know what the rules were for Cletus and Cars, so
There's no rules.
I've learned that now, but I just built it to meet NHRA rules so I can kind of do what I want with it.
So it's got quick lid, so you can just put some gas in it. I assume that's your battery box.
Battery box.
And it's got a fire suppression.
It has fire suppression inside of it.
So it's got a nozzle here, a nozzle here. It's got 2 in the engine bay, so if anything were to happen, he's actually more safe than anything else on that burnout pad.
Safer than you.
Safer than me, absolutely. Oh, of course it's going to start raining again. So as you can see, I mean, this is a lot better view. And what, you took out the coil and your ignition box out of your race car?
No, actually I already sold all that stuff. You quickly learn what it takes to make something run when you realize how much stuff you don't have anymore. So I had to buy a lot of this. The switch panel came out of the car.
Mm-hmm.
The motor obviously we had.
He's got an ARC just like in the Miata.
ARC, that switch panel is at least 15 years old.
And it still works great.
Still works perfect.
He's got his gauges up on here.
The tack is 15 years old out of the car.
He's got a water spigot?
That is a lean out valve for methanol to help it warm up because it takes a lot to build heat out of this thing.
So you open the valve, it warms up, and by the time it's warm up, you close it up, and she's ready to rip.
Yeah. Shifter is on a quick release post, so you can get the doghouse on and off. The fire suppression nozzle or the pull cord is right on the back of there. Now it's raining.
So, all right, we're gonna take a minor break because Mother Nature is not agreeing with what we're doing. All right, so it's been like 3 minutes later. It rained, and now it's going to be gone again. So I mean, like, this is how it is in Florida. You got blue skies over there, nothing but blue skies over here. I guarantee the rain's going to come through and smack us again. So let's go back to the van. So I see it sitting on 20s.
On 20s.
It's got some 20s on it. Now, what kind of tires are these?
Those are McFarlane 1776Rs.
I have not seen those. Those are the Hell Yeah Brothers, aren't they?
Yeah, well, that one's just a Yeah Brother.
That's a Yeah. Oh.
The last event I hit the wall and the bumper rubbed against it.
Yep. His first burnout contest, he smacked the wall.
We hooked the winch to it and pulled it back out, so it's fine.
So what's up with the outside of the van? I see it's got the typical express van paint going on.
I am a plumber by trade.
You're a plumber?
I am. And if you've never done a donut in a van with 140 mile an hour wheel speed, it's pretty addicting. So
it's addicting.
Much like crack.
Oh.
So we named it Plumber's Crack.
This is a plumber's crack. So is this you? Like that's you?
That is a lifelike portrait of me.
So it's plumber's crack, and what's cool is the lettering is actually like denim.
It is denim, like the pair of jeans.
So it's actually kind of a very interesting graphic.
Yep.
Gotta name it something catchy.
Yep.
Now, side note, he did try to get this tattoo today, but he can't get it done.
Yeah.
So I see that you can definitely tell you've done a burnout in the past.
Yeah, well, that was the last wall tap.
Yeah, so he smacked the wall, destroyed the door, he put a new door on, and, well, needless to say, it doesn't fit very.
Well,
it opens,
you
but
can see that the hinge,
he already broke the hinge off.
it misses by about an inch and a half. There's me again.
And he's got him in the back. Put his Instagram tag on it. Man, so this is what do you call
a lot bigger version of me over here.
A lot bigger version.
Yeah.
So this is Nick's van. This is what we're going to be taking to Cletus and Cars tomorrow. He's going to be doing the burnout contest, and we have our friend Mikey that will be in the demolition drag racing. So my goal is to have cameras in both of them and make some pretty cool videos out of this. So let's go ahead and start it up real quick.
Sneak peek.
Like I don't want you to go crazy, but I want to hear some noises.